next chapter is going to be based on element, compound and experimental techniques. Okay, so let us start with the chapter and see what we come up with. Okay, in this chapter, so we will be talking about metals and non-metals and elements, of what elements are, what compounds are, what mixtures are. So you will be talking about all these things. We will be discussing about element, we will be discussing the compound, we'll be discussing the mixtures and separation of mixtures, and accuracy of experiments in the laboratory, and then mixture of strength, and there are some other parts which you will be discussing, and as we move along, I'll let you know some extra knowledge on each part of it, because as you know, last time also I told you that it is important that we must consider some 3 or 4 chapters as being interlinked. Like the previous one, if you remember, I talked about atoms in terms of particles. So in these chapters, all the 4 chapters that we are going to be considering, atoms or molecules in terms of particles. Do not use the word atoms or molecules until you are asked to do so. Okay, so let us continue with this chapter and let us see what elements actually are. Okay, I don't know if we are okay. Yes, we are recording now. So I was talking about elements. So if you consider an element as the smallest part of a substance that cannot be further broken down, when you break down a piece of chalk or any material like graphite, it's actually, its particles are, there'll come a time when you keep on breaking it, just like if I break this chalk into half and then I start breaking this half into half, there'll come a time when I can no further break it into smaller pieces than they actually are, right? So when you have something like this, if I can break that also, but something like this again I can break it, right? Then there comes a time when I cannot break this small piece. Even if I try to, there's the most that I will end up with is dust, right? So an element is an element is the simplest form of matter which cannot be further broken down into different substances. So it is the purest form of a substance. When you have the purest form of the substance, then it contains all the particles in the same size. If you remember, I talked about matter. Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. When you are talking about mass, then it is different from weight, right? So I told, if the mass, we are talking about the amount of substance that that object is comprised of, then you are talking about all the atoms of that substance being equal, all the size of the atoms being of the same size, same color, same density, same weight, same mass, same everything. Okay, so that is an element. What is an element? It's the smallest part of a matter which cannot be further broken down. So matter is anything that has mass and occupies space, while element is the simplest form of matter. So we can now define it over here, and we will write it down as element it is the simplest form of matter which cannot be further broken down broken down into different substances or different parts, different. So when you are talking about elements, then you are actually talking about same size, color, mass, density, volume, everything is the same. They all have the same mass, density, everything. Okay, so that is an element. So they're adding and subtracting forms a mixture or a compound. When you add some mixture, some elements together, they form mixture, and some form compounds. And bringing out all those elements which have formed mixtures or compounds in the long run, we end up with different elements, and all those elements were gathered, and we found out that there are 103 in some books, and 105 in some books, and 108 in some books, and now we are still finding out some more, but there are this many elements on earth. Everything is made up of a mixture or a compound of these elements. Okay, so these elements all are put together in a tabular form, and we call these the periodic table. Okay, तो दुनिया में जितने भी इंसान, परिंदे, जानवर, पेड़ पौधे, living things, non-living things, all put together, they are listed over here. उनके अंदर क्या चीज़ मौजूद है, all the things that are comprising of or part of that substance helps in making that substance or object or animal or plant, whatever. These are the total number of things. तो मतलब हमारी दुनिया जो है सिर्फ इन चीज़ों पर बेस्ड है. आपकी पूरी दुनिया में जितनी भी जिंदगी, लिविंग और नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स हैं, वो सब जोड़ तोड़ कर इन्हीं चीज़ों के बने हुए हैं. These are all elements which are listed in the periodic table. Okay. Most commonly they are listed. So elements are listed in periodic table. And in most of the cases we normally have 105 different types of elements which are there in the periodic table, most of the cases. Okay, then you come to finding out if these are the elements, then what are compounds and mixtures, because we have discussed that everything is either a mixture or a compound of these elements that are placed inside the periodic table. So what are they? Let us discuss them. If you see, okay, so to learn about different mixtures and compounds, we need to talk about what they actually are. So in the previous chapter we have talked about matter. So we can say that the matter is composed of elements, right? And elements are divided into two types, right? Some elements could be a mixture of elements, and some can be compounds. Now we have to look into the depths of what actually mixture and compounds are. Now, so if you are talking about mixture and compound, let us see the difference between mixture and compound, and let us list them down. What are the difference between mixture and compound? Okay, so we are going to list them down over here. Let's see what are mixtures and what are compounds. Okay, when you physically mix something together, just like, you know, take some sugar and take some salt. Sugar is sweet in taste while the salt is salty in taste, right? When you mix them together, they become mixture, right? Because each, when you taste them, they will have their individual tastes, right? They will have sour and salty and sweet taste, so they retain their individual characters. When you are mixing two things together, they retain their physical characters of taste and color. For example, if you take salt and if you take sand, salt is white in color, sand is brown in color. When you mix them together, what happens is you get a kind of whitish brownish color which is intermediate between the two. So each one is retaining their own general property, physical properties, like colors, and the color, the density, the mass, and the physical characteristic, the taste, everything does not change. Okay, so we can say that the physical properties do not change. Physical property they each of the component of the mixture retains their physical property. Each component of the mixture retain their physical properties. Okay, so but in a compound that's not true. How can we know about this? What will let us know that it does not retain its chemical properties? Like, for example, you can say that oxygen. Can you see oxygen? It's all around us. It is transparent and cannot be seen, isn't it? And we breathe it in, and it's used for providing us life. Okay, now this is graphite, right? Or you can take charcoal. If you take charcoal, or this pencil in itself is made up of carbon, right? They are there. A compound will always, when you mix the air with the carbon of this pencil or graphite, they will combine to form carbon dioxide. Although carbon dioxide contains carbon and oxygen also, but they do not retain their properties. Carbon dioxide has no properties of coal, no properties of oxygen, right? Because carbon dioxide is nothing like oxygen or coal, right? You have coal as black, carbon dioxide is a coal is a black solid, carbon dioxide is a transparent gas. Oxygen is a transparent gas also. Okay, so we can say carbon dioxide might be also transparent, but oxygen helps burning, but carbon dioxide extinguishes flames. So completely different properties in itself. So the physical properties are not the same. Completely different physical properties are there. Complete different physical properties. From the actual substance, from the actual component. Okay, so one point discussed. Second point. The second point is the component of a mixture can be separated by physical means. For example, you have got you have got salt and sand. As I said, what you can do is you can pour in water into the mixture of salt and sand, and then stir it so that the salt will dissolve in the water, but the sand is not soluble in water, right? So what will happen, it will remain in the mixture. Now you filter it, and when you filter it, as a residue on the top of the filter paper, you will get sand separated, because it did not dissolve in the water, right? But what will happen when you look at the liquid contains the dissolved salt. Now you evaporate the liquid, and you will end up with crystals of the salt, right? This shows that it can be separated. But what if we see the example of compound? Look at the compound. If we are talking about charcoal, which got burnt in oxygen and therefore form carbon dioxide. Oxygen is something that helps burning. Charcoal burns, and carbon dioxide does not burn, does not help burning, rather it extinguishes the flame. So what is the difference? The difference is completely new thing with new properties are produced, and cannot be separated by mixtures can be separated by physical means, but you cannot separate carbon dioxide to get back your charcoal and oxygen. It's not physically possible. It requires a large amount of energy, and it requires maybe many other reactions to be able to regain that, or bring back the reaction or reverse the reaction and reproduce the oxygen and the charcoal. Do you get my point? So if you happen to ever watch the movie, they say that when conservation of matter, everything, if you put जितना चीज़ जली है उतनी चीज़ अगर आपने वही एनर्जी के साथ उसको दबा कर प्रोड्यूस करने के और ज़बरदस्ती कर रिवर्स रिएक्शन किया, तो यू कैन people say that it is possible to regain life, like if you can get a person to die and then maybe burn that person and regain that person's body by putting all the energy that was lost into the atmosphere, and the gases that were produced also put them all together, and his ashes also together, and put them all together, and you compress them and make them maybe undergo reaction, and you will get back the man or the woman or whatever. That is exactly what was shown in the movie that is named Fly. So if you happen to watch that movie, you will see also. So we can say that components of the individual component of a mixture can be physically obtained, but individual components of a compound cannot be easily obtained. So component cannot be obtained easily. Component of mixture can be separated by physical means, can be separated by physical means, but components of a compound cannot be separated by physical means. Okay, the second point done. Let's look at the third point now. Let's do it here. There is a small space. Let us see number 3. Of course, you can see when you are talking about mixtures, the example that I told you about sand and salt, you can easily mix them together, right? No problem. You can separate them together from each other. Also, the components can each be separated by physical means, right? No energy required. But whenever you are having coal and air to mix together, you need to start the reaction to obtain the compound which is carbon dioxide, right? So coal actually is C, carbon, and your when it reacts with oxygen, it forms carbon dioxide. But for this coal to react with the oxygen, it requires energy. Like this also contains, this pencil is made of wood, so it should be able to react with the oxygen of the air. The air is surrounding it. Why is it not undergoing reaction? Unless and until I provide it with an initial amount of heat energy by using a gas lighter or fire or anything, only then, once it starts reacting or once it catches fire, only then you can remove the fire that you had started intended to start the reaction, and it will keep, the fire will keep on burning until the whole pencil gets burnt. So it requires initial an amount of energy, and we call it the initiation energy. Okay, initiation energy. And also heat is also released when carbon dioxide is produced, is also released, because you are seeing that जब ऑक्सीजन, जब आप हटा भी देते हो माचिस जिससे आपने इसको जलाया था, या फायर जिसके अंदर से आपने जलाना शुरू किया था, एक दफ़ा इसने जलना शुरू कर दिया तो ये जलता जाएगा एंड तक, और all through that time what is actually happening, it is producing its own heat which is causing the next particle to get burnt, right? So therefore we can say that heat is always involved in formation or the formation of a compound, or reversal of the compound, or whatever, in the production or the formation. Production of a compound is, during a production of the compound, either heat is always absorbed or it is produced during the formation. So no or little heat is involved. No or little heat, हम ये कह सकते हैं कि जैसे कि डिफॉर्म करने का एक फ़िज़िकल चेंज, हम मिक्सचर को ये भी कह सकते हैं ना कि हमने दो मेटल को हीट करके मोल्टन किया और फिर दोनों को मिला दिया, तो यू गेट एन एलॉय, राइट? इन सो दैट इज़ ऑल्सो ए काइंड ऑफ मिक्सचर. सो इफ़ like if you remember yesterday, in the last video we talked about diffusion, and you remember I told you that some liquids you might take them each of equal amount, and when you mix them together the total amount seems to be less than the individual amount, which was due to the bigger grain size and smaller grain size fitting in between the bigger grain size particles, like the pea and the rice, or the alcohol in the water molecules fitting in between the water molecules. So therefore, that was involved. But here what is actually happening is during physical mixture, the grain of the metal, the bigger metal, the smaller metals grain fit in between the bigger metal and makes it stronger, so that it does not, the grain size does not slip. Just like if you see, we have iron. When you add a small percentage of carbon to the iron by melting the iron and then mixing up some amount of carbon to it, you end up getting steel. Steel is more harder. Which one is harder? You already know that steel is far harder than iron. and steel has got better properties than iron, because iron gets rusted, steel does not get rusted. So physical can be simply no energy involved. Almost always some form of energy is involved. Energy is always involved. ओके, तो ये 3 पॉइंट हो गए. अब देखते हैं हम क्या फोर्थ पॉइंट, थर्ड पॉइंट एंड fourth point and fifth point and sixth point. Let us see what we end up with. Okay, so now let us see mixture. Next point we discuss about mixture composition can compound and mixture. अच्छा, चौथा पॉइंट ये है कि मिक्सचर की कंपोजिशन, कंपोनेंट्स की कंपोजिशन वेरी कर सकती है, चेंज कर सकती है. क्या हम I take 1 tablespoon of salt, 10 tablespoon of sand, mix them together, they will form a mixture. I take 10 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of sand, mix them together, still it's called a mixture. So, or you can even have equal amount, it doesn't matter. I mean, you can have a whole mountain of sand and is a teaspoonful of salt mixed in it, it's still a mixture. Mixture में कोई ये ज़रूरी नहीं होता कि 2 ग्राम अगर salt है तो 2 ग्राम ही sand भी होना चाहिए. No, the mixture components of the mixture can vary. Mixture components, amount of components, amount can vary, but still will be called mixture. But compound is not so, because if you look at this carbon dioxide, if you look at this carbon dioxide, then carbon has if you look at carbon dioxide, you have 1 carbon in carbon dioxide and 2 oxygen making up. If you have CO3 or C2O3, that wouldn't be carbon dioxide, right? So the components of a compound must be specific. It does not change. Fixed amount of components. जैसे कि हम कहते हैं वाटर H2O होता है, बहुत आराम से कह देते हैं, मगर क्या H3O वाटर होगा? नो, बिकॉज या H2O2 वाटर होगा? नो, बिकॉज दैट इज़ नॉट अ कंपाउंड. ओके, कंपाउंड डज नॉट हैव different constituents. Okay, number 5th, the last one. I think it's not the last one. The chemical properties are as a result of the substances inside the mixture. That means that the chemical properties are intermediate between all those things that are added to a mixture, like chemical salt and sand mixture will have the sand property also and the salt properties also. That gritty feeling of the sand and the salty taste of the salt will individually be felt, and you will be able to see that also. But if you look at the component chemical properties of compound, the chemical properties are quite different. Can you see that carbon was a solid, black solid, oxygen is a colorless gas which is around us, and when they both form to react together, you get a completely different. Carbon undergoes burning and oxygen helps in burning, while carbon dioxide hasn't got any of the properties, neither is it. Okay, so it is a gas, but it doesn't have both the features of the both the components, isn't it? It is not a solid and it does not help in burning or burns by itself. It extinguishes flames. Completely different properties. So properties are due to the individual components. So we can say property chemical properties are a result of the substance in the mixture. And no, the chemical properties are not quite different. From their individual elements that were added. Completely different. Okay. One more thing we can say, the sixth property, which is also the sixth property would be that this mixture can be a physical change, that is, it can be separated whenever we want to, so that change is only a temporary change. But once a compound is formed, it's a permanent change. Why is it a permanent change? Because कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड से कार्बन और ऑक्सीजन निकालना तकरीबन नामुमकिन होता है, नामुमकिन तो नहीं मगर काफ़ी लंबे स्टेप्स और रिएक्शंस करने पड़ते हैं बनिस्बत के कार्बन और ऑक्सीजन को मिलाकर